The saga began when the Houthi rebel group, backed by Iran, launched a series of attacks on commercial ships operating in the Red Sea. In response, the US and UK, along with forces from 20 other countries, united to launch defensive strikes on Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. The targets included weapons storage facilities, missile systems and launchers, air defense systems, and radars across 13 locations. The strikes were not a knee-jerk reaction. They followed sustained diplomatic efforts and widespread international condemnation of the Houthi attacks, threatening global commerce. Governments from 12 countries, including Australia, Canada, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the UK, issued a joint statement condemning the attacks and warning the rebel group against further escalation. However, the strikes were not without controversy. Iraq warned that the US's retaliatory strikes could have disastrous consequences for the region, claiming that civilians were among 16 people killed. Yet, the US maintained that the strikes targeted Iran-backed militia groups. In the backdrop of these events, President Biden made a stern statement. "Our response began today. It will continue at times and places of our choosing." This suggests a potential shift in US foreign policy towards a more assertive stance against Iran-backed groups. In the aftermath of the strikes, the Houthis retaliated by launching nearly 20 drones and several missiles targeting US ships underway in the region. US and UK forces, operating as part of Operation Prosperity Guardian, successfully thwarted the attack. Interestingly, the Pentagon clarified that the strikes launched against the rebel stronghold in Yemen were not associated with, nor were they part of, Operation Prosperity Guardian. This suggests that the US and its allies may be prepared to take autonomous action outside existing operations to defend their interests. To sum up, the heavy strikes launched by the US and UK on Iran-backed Houthi targets in Yemen mark a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict. The strikes were a response to the Houthi attacks on commercial ships, following widespread international condemnation. The US and UK, along with forces from 20 other countries, united to launch the strikes. Despite controversy and warnings of potential disastrous consequences, the US and its allies seem intent on maintaining a firm stance against Iran-backed groups. The aftermath saw further retaliation from the Houthis, but the US and UK forces successfully thwarted the attacks. The situation remains fluid, with potential for further escalation.